There's an issue facing the church in America today, and as leaders, we need to be able to address and tackle this head on. To many, there's this assumption that the Church of Jesus is losing or having already lost our relevance to the culture. When Brett Allen defines relevance in his book Shift, he says that relevance is having significant and demonstrable bearing on the matter at hand. So when I think about this definition and I think about the relevance of the church, one thing that really sticks out in my mind is outdated methods. Now, at their best, so to speak, they can mean well and be nostalgic and those kinds of things, but not connect with a wide audience. At their worst, they can be inappropriate, misrepresent the gospel, or just be culturally tone deaf. Again, Allen in his book says this, that style is not a hill that is worth dying on. Our message is sacred, but our methods are not. Style is a changing thing. In the Great Commission, Jesus gave us the what, but not the how. We should always build our battle lines on things that are worth fighting for, things which will produce lasting results. So, in this conversation of irrelevance and impact, many have tried to look to the culture and emulate what they're doing to kind of reinstate our relevance. This has given birth to the modern trendy church. They're filled with hipster pastors and world-class production, motivational teaching, and those things in and of themselves are not inherently bad, but it can and too often does lead to a compromised representation of the gospel. And along with the heavy-hitting mega churches, you also get slews and dozens of churches that are trying to imitate those churches, but not able to pull off the same quality and just coming off as cheesy or corny. The practical issue dealing with trying to mold the church to the culture is that the culture is constantly changing. It can rapidly change overnight, especially with the influence of social media. Things and narratives can shift really quickly, and to be on the cutting edge seems like an impossible errand. And along with this practical issue, there's one I referenced before, that's the watering down and the misrepresenting and compromising of the gospel message. So I think what leaders need to wrestle with today is, how do we find the balance between these two poles of being trendy yet misrepresenting the gospel, or being outdated and missing the audience. I really like what Dr. Tim Keller said about this issue. As he was identifying this, he said that when we proclaim, when we preach, we're not just exegeting the scriptures. We should do that, but we also need to exegete the culture. And what this means is that we need to have our finger on the pulse of the world, that we can actually understand how our message is being heard and perceived and received. And with doing this, we end up being able to get the things out of the way that are distracting from the message, and able to use other means, creative means, expressive means, to amplify the parts of the message that are getting looked over by our culture. I think this is a lofty endeavor, but this is the call of Jesus to all people. That as we are called, that the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few, we need to engage in the difficult but worthy work of the gospel and the influence of the church in our age for the glory of Jesus our Lord.